What was that? Your feeble attempt to hide is insulting. Something's near. I can hear your heart beating. Must you keep stopping? Death will be my triumph!
on the right track. She's been through here as well.
That will be my triumph! How disappointing.
Ambush. Be ready. Yes, what is it now? Must you keep stopping? I have a long-standing arrangement with the Dark Brotherhood. If I need someone in the guild taken care of, we do it ourselves. We both agree it's best to keep these matters in-house. We both agree it's best to keep these matters in-house. Let's get going. one of the infamous Nordic puzzle doors. How quaint. Without the matching claw, they're normally impossible to open. Since I'm certain Carlia already did away with it, we're on our own. Fortunately, these doors have a weakness if you know how to exploit it. Quite simple, really. Carlia is close, I'm certain of it. Now let's get moving. Do you honestly think your arrow will reach me before my blade finds your heart?
Give me a reason to try.
You're a clever girl, Carlia. Buying Golden Glow Estate and funding Honningbrew Meadery was inspired.
To ensure an enemy's defeat, you must first undermine his allies. It was the first lesson Gallus taught us.
You always were a quick study.
Not quick enough, otherwise Gallus would still be alive.
Gallus had his wealth and he had you. All he had to do was look the other way.
Did you forget the oath we took as Nightingales? Did you expect him to simply ignore your methods?
Enough of this mindless banter. Come, Carlia. It's time for you and Gallus to become reunited.
I'm no fool, Mercer. Crossing blades with you would be a death sentence, but I can promise the next time we meet, it will be your undoing.
How interesting. It appears Gallus's history has repeated itself. Carlia has provided me the means to be rid of you, and this ancient tomb becomes your final resting place. But do you know what intrigues me the most? The fact that this was all possible because of you. Farewell. I'll be certain to give Brynjolf your regards.
Easy. Easy. Don't get up so quickly. How are you feeling? No, I saved your life. My arrow was tipped with a unique paralytic poison. It slowed your heart and kept you from bleeding out. Had I intended to kill you, we wouldn't be having this conversation. My original intention was to use that arrow on Mercer, but I never had a clear shot. I made a split-second decision to get you out of the way, and it prevented your death. More than you'll ever realize. The poison on that arrow took me a year to perfect. I only had enough for a single shot. All I had hoped was to capture Mercer alive. Mercer must be brought before the Guild to answer for what he's done. He needs to pay for Gallus's murder. My purpose in using Snowvale Sanctum to ambush Mercer wasn't simply for irony's sake. Before both of you arrived, I recovered a journal from Gallus's remains. I suspect the information we need is written inside. I wish I knew. The journal is written in some sort of language I've never seen before. Enther. Gallus's friend at the College of Winterhold. Of course. It's the only outsider Gallus trusted with the knowledge of his Nightingale identity. There were 3 of us. Myself, Gallus, and Mercer. We were an anonymous splinter of the Thieves Guild in Riften. Perhaps I'll tell you more about it later. Right now, You need to head for Winterhold with the journal and get the translation. Here, take these as well. They may prove useful for your journey. I'm afraid not. There are preparations to make, and Gallus's remains to lay to rest. I promise to join you there as soon as I can. Mercer lied to the Guild, branded me a murderer, and slandered my name across his network of contacts. For 25 years I ran, never sleeping in the same place twice and carefully covering my tracks. Mercer doesn't need to die. He needs to feel the cold sting of fate as his life crumbles in front of him and he's hunted by the Guild. I can promise you, if it comes to that, and my back's to the wall, I won't hesitate. He was a scholar, a master thief, and a natural leader. Everyone respected him and followed him without question. It was Gallus who inducted me into the Nightingales, and honed my skills to a razor-sharp point. I owe everything to him. We were very close. Gallus once said he felt comfortable around me, able to let his guard down. I can't help but think that I'm responsible for what happened to him. Remember, speak only to Anther. Trust no one else. Please, there isn't much time. What is...
Heard they're reforming the Dawn Guard. Vampire hunters or something.
I'm sorry, could you just...
Disrespect the law and you disrespect me.
The monster was turned inside out and then exploded. What did you do?
It was a minor miscalculation. I've already corrected...
Can I help you with anything else? Carlia? Then she's finally found it. Do you have Gallus's journal? No problem. Let me see it. Ah, this is just like Gallus. He's written all of the text in the Falmer language. No. However, I know someone who might. The court wizard of Markarth, Calselmo, may have the materials you need to get this journal translated. A word of warning. Calselmo is a fierce guardian of his research. Getting the information won't be easy.
It's just children playing hard. I wouldn't fret over it.
Besides the fact that there are only a handful of people in Tamriel that even recognize the language,
All right, I'll speak
I'm
to him.
fairly certain he was planning some sort of a heist that involved a deep understanding of the Falmer language. Sadly, we never had the opportunity to speak about the details. Ironically, I pointed him in the same direction I pointed you, to Markarth and Calselmo. I'm only hoping whatever means he used to learn the language will still be available to you. He was a dear friend of mine, and a surprisingly astute pupil of... I suppose that risk always coexisted with his line of work. I just never thought his luck would... for the thrill of... He was quite clear that he felt more in his element climbing through a window rather than hunched over a... Ah, yes, quite an amusing anecdote, actually. I caught him trying to break into my laboratory. I was about to show him the error of his ways when he made a curiously astute comment about my research notes. I was astounded, and in turn it led to a conversation. Who would have imagined it would lead to such a strong friendship? In the time before man, they were known as the Snow Elves. They lived in the sunlight and had a very prosperous society. Like the Altmer? Yes, I would say their culture quite possibly rivaled our own. The Nords went to war with the Falmer in the First Era, killed them by the thousands to drive them from their snowy homeland. The Falmer retreated underground and forged an uneasy alliance with the dwarves, who ended up betraying them. This betrayal made them what they are now, horrible, blind monstrosities with a burning hatred of any but their own kind. Yes, I suppose you're right. Forgive me. I've lost several. If you wish to learn more about them, you're welcome to my tome on the subject. Should be on my table. Calcelmo is stubborn as the mule. Be careful when you speak to him.
Which one should go first?
Hail, friend. It's good to see another merry soul enjoying this fine day. Ah, but you look tired. Come, share a bottle of honey brew mead with me. You've never had a taste of sweet honey brew? Its sweetness is like a fair maiden's kiss on a... But enough talk. Not... Cheers, my friend. May your adventures find you fame and fortune.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Oh, it's blood. What happened to you, Pavel?
The Forsworn have taken Kolskager mine. We're the only ones left.
You two head inside and get some rest. I'll send word to the Jarl.
Thank the divines we survived that.
Damn Forsworn. Seems Kolskager mine got hit by Forsworn. Pavel and Gat are the only I'm sure Pavel would be... But that's nonsense. You can't handle a group of Forsworn by yourself. That I do. If you want to grab a pickaxe and dig up some iron, I'll buy everything you've dug up. Good day.
rather spend the gold on a new litter of pups, but the horses
You need a reliable horse in the Reach. That's what we have. Of course. You treat a horse well, it'll take you to a... Of course. Well, hello. Of course. That would be Jarl Igmund. Young for a ruler of a hold, especially the Reach. Wasn't surprising he stayed loyal to the Empire. His father helped capture Ulfric Stormcloak after the Markarth incident.
This is Markarth, Traveler. Safest city in the Reach.
Pendant would look lovely on my wrist.
Hey! Glory to the Forsworn! I bleed for the... I die for my... people.
Forsworn are here in the city.
Everyone, stay back. The Markarth City Guard have this all under control. There are no Forsworn here. We'll handle things from here. Move along.
A Forsworn agent. Here in the city.
I said move along. The Forsworn are just a bunch of madmen. We have everything under control. Stay out of it. That's right. It isn't.
Gods.
All right, then.
A woman attacked right on the streets. Are you all right? Did you see what happened? A Forsworn? Strange. Oh, I think you dropped this. Some kind of note. Looks important. No. I was just getting some fresh air. My note? No, that's yours. Must have fallen out of your pocket. Until next time.
Margaret, he killed her. Right in front of me. She's a traveler from the Imperial City. Came by every day looking for jewelry for her relatives back home. Why would anyone want to kill her? Doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry. I don't think I can bear to sell anything right now.
We'll handle things from here. Move along.
Bloody enough for you, outsider? Markarth, is it bloody enough for you? If I was threatening you, believe me, you'd know it. You outsiders never learn. If the Forsworn don't get you, the guards will throw you in Sidna mine to work your fingers off. Think that's water in the river? Blood and silver are what flows through Markarth, friend. It's right there in the name of the most powerful family in Markarth, the Silverbloods. They have a whole mine filled with prisoners that dig up silver ore, get smelted by workers they pay, and they own half the city. I work for them. The inn is named after them. When the guards make an arrest, they check with them first. No, I live in a nice house in solitude, where the air isn't... Been here ever since. The Silverbloods pay me. Let me... Jarl is who you... As long as you don't mind going axe to axe with a bunch of Daedra-worshipping savages who practice the dark arts.
If those rebels think they can best us...
What are you hiding, priest?
I'm not hiding anything. It's closed for a reason.
Typical Imperial lies. First, you take away Talos. Now you're keeping us from seeing our honored dead? You and the Jarl will answer for any desecration of my ancestors' bodies.
That's enough, Thongvor. We're done. If it's about the Hall of the Dead, no. I can't talk about it. Rest assured, the Jarl hears... All right? I was going to suggest the Jarl. We've discovered that some of the dead have been eaten. We haven't. If you can get to the bottom of this. New to Skyrim? It's where people in the city are buried. Fathers. Archay. It is his shrine people pray to when they visit the hall. That his divinity will watch their ancestors. Way to the next life.
Look, what are you doing here? The excavation site is closed. I don't need any more workers or guards. Nichuan Zell? The ruins underneath Markarth? The wealth of artifacts that I've based 2 human lifetimes of research on? You idiot! Do you even know who I am? The most recognized scholar on the Dwemer in all of Tamriel. And you people keep bothering me. I'm sorry, I got too excited. I'm in the middle of some very stressful work, and I shouldn't have yelled. How can I help you? Then you were well informed. I am at this very moment I'm calling it Calselmo's Guide. Preposterous. That research represents years of... You must be mad to think I'd allow anyone to see it before it's completed. While I appreciate the sentiment, being an admirer, I'm not certain how many scholars you're accustomed to dealing with, but I can assure you that personal wealth is very well. Perhaps when my research is complete, I'll feel more comfortable discussing my findings with you. This better be important. Yes, their history and culture is all... They invented machines and built elaborate underground cities where they researched powers to rival the gods themselves. And then, at a time we are still not sure when, they disappeared. The whole people, all at once. To protect my research, for one. There are more cutthroat scholars out there who would steal my... And the excavations into Nichuan Zell are dangerous. Dwemer machines and traps still functional, even after thousands of years. I had you figured for a mage. I think you'll appreciate this. Persistent, aren't you? Oh, very well. I'll let you in if you agree to something for me. There's a giant spider in Nichuan Zell. My workers call her... If you deal with Nimhi, I'll let you into both the excavation site and my Dwemer museum. What do you say? Enthusiasm. Good. Here's the key to the dig site. Now stand aside. There's work to be done. What is it this time?
Here to see the Jarl. Sudden boots. Understand? heard they're reforming the Dawn Guard. Vampire hunters or something. The old fort near Rift Valley. Might consider joining up myself.
You should be more careful with those flames. You have my gratitude. That spider had been interfering with my excavations for months. As promised, is the key to the Dwemer Museum. Mind the displays. Some of them are quite fragile. Oh, really? This looks like someone from Stauben. If you find Stauben, it would be good to see any notes he may have collected. I doubt you'll find him alive, though. What? Oh, goodbye.
Old Dwarven city underneath the keep. The Schuenzell. So clear.
What a waste. There must be a dozen men up here. Yeah. Calselmo called it his entire expedition team. Said he needed every man he could get to protect his research. So, you can cast a few spells. Am I supposed to be impressed? Lightly armored means light on your feet. Smart. You have committed crimes against Skyrim and her people. What say you in your defense? Everything here appears to be in order. You can move along now. Wait, I know you.
Work must not be disturbed. Kill any intruders on sight. Call for backup if you need it, but let no one through.
As you say, sir.
intruder! Help! This what you want, huh? Try and make this quick.
What was that? Is someone there? It's nothing.
Is someone there?
Back up! I need some help in here.
Fool!
I'll try and make this quick. Is someone there?
Folks!
Someone there? No!
My job is to serve the yacht. I don't really know anyone at the college. I guess everyone just assumes I do because I'm a Dunmer.
How come you're in Winterhold? My pa says people like you are the reason.
Back, eh? I suppose it would be inappropriate of me to ask how you obtained this, so I simply won't. A rubbing, eh? Odd. I expected notes. I understand. Now, let me take a good look at this. Over here, please. This is intriguing, but highly disturbing. It appears that Gallus had suspicions about Mercer Frey's allegiance to the Guild for months. Gallus had begun to uncover what he calls an unduly lavish lifestyle replete with spending vast amounts of gold on personal pleasures.
Does the journal say where this wealth came from?
Yes, Gallus seems certain that Mercer had been removing funds from the Guild's treasury without anyone's knowledge.
Anything else, anything about the Nightingales?
Yes, here it is. The last few pages seem to describe the failure of the Nightingales, although it doesn't go into great detail. Gallus also repeatedly mentions his strong belief that Mercer desecrated something known as the Twilight Sepulchre.
Shadows preserve us. So it's true.
I'm not familiar with the Twilight Sepulchre. What is it? What's Mercer Frey done?
I'm sorry, Enther. I can't say. All that matters is we deliver your translation to the Guild immediately. Farewell, Enther. Words can't express.
It's all right, Carlia. You don't have to say a word. Listen, all I want is the truth to be revealed to the Guild. They respected Carlia, and she If trying to rid yourself of stolen goods becomes a burden and you find yourself in Winterhold, visit. I've been known to handle items of questionable interest from time to time, and I'll see what I can do. Was there something else?
We must hasten to Riften before Mercer can do any more damage to the... You've come this far, so I see no... The Twilight Sepulchre is the temple to Nocturnal. It's what the Nightingales are sworn to protect with their lives. Everything that represents Nocturnal's influence is contained within the walls. Now it seems Mercer's broken his oath with Nocturnal and defiled the very thing he swore to protect. I felt the same way when Gallus first revealed these things to me. I think given time you'll understand what I mean. As a Nightingale, I know the Guild doesn't do much to foster faith, but I'm going to have to ask that you continue to... I'll make for Riften and scout the situation, see if I can discover what Mercer's up to. In the meantime, I wanted you to have this. It belonged to Gallus, but given the if the Guild isn't willing to listen to reason,
was there something
you
else?
might have to.
The mages don't let us go into college. They said it's not safe in there.
Heard they're reforming the Dawn Guard. Vampire hunters or something in the old fort near Riften. Consider joining up myself.
Glad you're here. I think some of these people are beginning to suspect who I am. Are you ready to face the Guild? Keep your eyes open. I'm not sure what to expect when we enter the system.
Welcome to the cozy little family. I've got coin and I've got merchandise. Well, you could... Or if you're looking for training, we've got plenty of it down here. Delvin, Vex, Neruin, and Viper can give you a leg up on that.
I saw you do that, you know.
You better have a damn good reason to be here with that murderer.
Please, lower your weapons so we can speak. I have proof that you've all been misled.
No tricks, Carlia, or I'll cut you down where you stand. Now what's this so-called proof you speak of?
I have Gallus's journal. I think you'll find its contents disturbing.
Let me see. No, it can't be. This can't be true. I've known Mercer too long.
It's true, Brynjolf. Every word. Mercer's been stealing from the guild for years, right under your noses.
There's only one way to find out if what the lass says is true. Delvin, I'll need you to open the vault.
Wait just a blessed moment, Bree. What's in that book? What did it say?
It says Mercer's been stealing from a vault for years. Gallus was looking into it before he was murdered.
How can Mercer open up a vault that needs 2 keys? It's impossible. Could he pick his way in?
That door has the best puzzle locks money can buy. There's no way it can be picked open.
You didn't need to pick them up.
What's she on about?
Use your key on the vault, Delvin. We'll open it up and find out the truth.
I've used my key, but the vault's still locked up tighter than a drum. Now use yours.
ID8. It's gone. Everything's gone. Get in here, all of you.
The gold, the jewels, it's all gone.
That son of a bitch. I'll kill him.
Vex, put it away, right now. We can't afford to lose our heads. We need to calm down and focus.
Do what he says, Vex. This ain't helping right now.
Fine. We do it your way. For now.
Delvin, Vex, watch the flagon. If you see Mercer, come tell me right away.
Look around you.
Look,
the flagon,
before I help
the
you
guild.
track Mercer
It's
down,
all falling
I need to know
apart.
what you learned from
A few
Carlia.
decades ago,
I mean,
this place was
everything.
as busy as the Imperial City. Now, you'll be lucky if you don't trip over a skeever instead.
I feared that was the case. From that last entry in Gallus's diary, it looks like he was getting close to exposing Mercer to the guild. Anything else? Trying to make Mercer look bad in front of Maven, eh? Clever lass. Was there anything else? Until next we meet, lad. Look, before I help you track Mercer down, I need to know what you learned from Carlia. I mean, everything. What? Nightingales? But I always assumed they were just a tale. A way to keep the young footpads in line. Was there anything else she told you? Then I have an important task. I need you to break into Mercer's home and search for anything that could tell us where he's... Aye. A gift from the Blackbriars after they kicked the previous family out. Place... He never stays there. Just pays for the upkeep on it. Hired some lout by the name of Vold to guard. Be careful, lad. This is the... Just find a way in. Get the information and leave. And you have permission to kill anyone that's... Good question. I've only set foot inside. If you can get past his trained watchdog, I think your best bet might be the ramp to the second-floor balcony in his backyard. No. It's some sort of crazy contraption. I'd wager a well-placed shot at the ramp's mechanism would lower it in a hurry. Better question would be, Mercer took everything, even all of our plans. Before Mercer took over, Gallus started collecting every bit of material he could on locations the guild could heist. Museums, keeps, estates, you name it. By the time Mercer took over the guild, I don't have a clue. Without 2 keys, it's impossible to open. I have a key, Delvin has a key, and Mercer has a key. Huh, that'd be Vold. A real... Mercer's holding something over his head, keeping him loyal. Talk to Vex. She used to know him very well, if you catch my meaning.
I heard what happened, and the guild owes you thanks for bringing this to light.
If I see Frey, I'll pluck his eyes from his skull with my bare hands. That pig. Oh, I have info on him. Vold, good side? The only thing Vold understands is gold. A man after my own heart. Sure, but he'll ask for a whole lot. I mean, you are at... Your best bet would be to erase his debt with Maven Blackbriar. If you talk to her, she might be able to give... Of course, you could just run him through and take what you need off his corpse. I could care less. Been a while since I've seen one of those. What you've got there is a stone of Baron Zaya. Not like that, it isn't. The stone was pried off of Baron Zaya's ceremonial crown by a thief in order to cover his tracks. I think there were 24 in all. Most people... Some of the guild members have tried to locate them over the years, but they haven't been successful. Well, look, I only buy things I can turn around quickly for a profit. And no one wants these... Tell you what, if you find the rest of them, talk to me again. Otherwise, keep it. Maybe it'll bring you luck.
How can a humble servant of Talos help you today?
Buy some armor and live to tell about it.
Someone there? I was sure I heard something.
Kill him!
known she was lying. Said she'd wait for me, but they never...
Huh?
Oh!
Go to the college, Da said. Use your smarts, he said. Like I'm supposed to figure out which college he meant. What was that? Oh!
to stay focused in case Frey comes back. Make it fast.
We've scoured the town and I've spoken to every contact we have left. No sign of Mercer. Any luck on your end? Shore's beard. He's going after the eyes of the Falmer? That was Gallus's pet project. If he gets his hands on them, you can be certain he'll be gone for good. Agreed. He's taken everything the guild has left, and to go after one of the last greatest heists. I've spoken to Carlia and made amends for how the guild's treated her. Quickly, we have no time to lose.
Yeah, you need something?
Come here a second.
Yeah, you need something?
What's on your mind?
I promise you. Brynjolf, the time has come to decide Mercer's fate. Until a new guildmaster is chosen, the decision falls to you.
Aye, lass. And I've come to a decision. Mercer Frey tried to kill both of you. He betrayed the guild, murdered Gallus, and made us question our future. He needs to die.
We have to be very careful, Brynjolf. Mercer is a nightingale, an agent of Nocturnal.
And it's all true. Everything I heard in the stories. The Nightingales, their allegiance to Nocturnal, and the Twilight Sepulchre.
Yes. That's why we need to prepare ourselves and meet Mercer on equal footing. Just outside of Riften, beyond the southeast gate, is a small path cut up the mountainside. At the end of that path is a clearing and an old standing stone. I'd ask you both to meet me there.
I have some preparations of my own to make. I'll meet you at the stone. Yes?
Need something? Hmm? Hey, good to see you.
I have some preparations of my own to make. I'll meet you at the stone. Yeah?
Yeah, I guess I have a minute. What do you want?
Look around you. The flagon. Look, I know the others think I'm a bit daft for saying something out there is piss-drunk mad at us. I don't know who or what it is. I'll tell you what we do. We spit in that curse's face and turn things around. That's where you come in. All you need to do is ask, and we can both come out of this smelling like a rose. Stick with me, and they'll never even know you're there. Well. If you happen across any other unusual trinkets like this, must have come from Mercer's place. He'd admired the grey fox for some time. Sure, I'll buy from... Well. If you happen across it, it's worth quite a bit, actually. Quite a catch. Well. If you happen to... I think you'll find this payment to be more than fair. Can I give you a little tip? Take every job you can get, or else you'll end up a beggar.
I'm glad you're here. This is the headquarters of the Nightingales, cut into the mountainside by the first of our kind. We've come to seek the edge we need to defeat Mercer Frey. If you'll follow me, I'll try to explain. Gallus, Mercer Frey and I were once members of what's known as the Nightingale Trinity. The Trinity disbanded 25 years ago when Mercer Frey betrayed us by slaying Gallus and dumping his body in the ruins of Snowvale Sanctum. Indirectly, the Trinity is usually selected from the ranks of the Guild, although its existence is a closely guarded secret. The Nightingales protect the Temple of Nocturnal, a place known as the Twilight Sepulchre. She's the mistress of night and darkness, and the patron of every thief in Tamriel. Nocturnal isn't one for worship and reverence. There are no priests and no sermons, no services and no alms. She influences our luck, and in return, demands payment. You're closer to understanding than you realize. The only difference is she doesn't demand payment in the traditional sense. Whether you know it or not, Nocturnal dictates how well we perform as rogues. Again, you have to think differently. Haven't you ever known, like a novice picking an impossible lock, or a blind man suddenly turning to face you as you reach for his pocket? It's through these subtle means that Nocturnal influences us. Nocturnal's whim is the greatest mystery to everyone. There have been volumes. Does she exact payment when we die? When we suffer? The return certainly seems worth the risk, though. From the moment you were struck with my poisoned arrow at Snowvale Sanctum, perhaps I couldn't bring Mercer back alive, but together, we were able to... I'd always intended Mercer's fate to ultimately be decided by the Guild. And it seems... It's my hope that you will, yes.
I think we can trust Carlia. Let's see what she's on about. So this is Nightingale Hall. I heard about this place when I joined the guild, but I never believed it existed.
The assumption that the Nightingales were just a myth was seeded within the Guild on purpose. It helped divert attention from our true nature. What's wrong, Brynjolf? I can almost hear your brow furrowing.
I'm trying to understand why I'm here, lass. I'm no priest, and I'm certainly not religious. Why pick me?
This isn't about religion, Brynjolf. It's business. This is Nightingale Hall. You're the first of the uninitiated to set foot inside in over a century. Now, if you'll both proceed to the armory to don your Nightingale armor, we can begin the oath.
Time's wasting. Mercer's still out there. Let's get this show on the road.
You appear ready for the oath.
This is enough to make your head spin, eh? Time's wasting, and Mercer's still out there. Let's get this show on the road.
You appear ready for the oath.
Got these get-ups on. Now what?
Beyond this gate is the first step in becoming a Nightingale.
Whoa there, lass. I appreciate the armor, but becoming a Nightingale? That was never discussed.
To hold any hope of defeating Mercer, we must have Nocturnal at our backs. If she's to accept you as one of her own, an arrangement must be struck.
What sort of arrangement? I need to know the terms.
The terms are quite simple, Brynjolf. Nocturnal will allow you to become a Nightingale and use your abilities for whatever you wish. And in return, both in life and in death, you must serve as a guardian of the Twilight Sepulchre.
Aye, there's always a catch. But at this point, I suppose there isn't much to lose. If it means the end of Mercer Frey, you can count me in.
What about you? Are you ready to transact the oath with Nocturnal? Good. After I open the gate, please stand on the western circle.
I think we should trust the lass and take the deal. Time's wasting, and Mercer's still out there. Let's get this show on the road.
I call upon you, Lady Nocturnal, Queen of Murk and Empress of Shadow. Hear my voice.
Ah, Carlia. I was wondering when I'd hear from you again. lose something, did we?
My lady, I've come before you to throw myself upon your mercy and to accept responsibility for my failure.
You're already mine, Carlisle. Your terms were struck long ago. What could you possibly offer me now?
I have two others that wish to transact the oath, to serve you both in life and in death.
You surprise me, Carlisle. This offer is definitely weighted in my favor.
My appetite for Mercer's demise exceeds my craving for wealth, Your Grace.
Revenge. How interesting. Very well. The conditions are acceptable. You may proceed.
Lady Nocturnal, we accept your terms. We dedicate ourselves to you as both your avengers and your sentinels. We will honor our agreement in this life and the next until your conditions have been met.
Very well. I name your initiates Nightingale, and I restore your status to the same, Carlisle. And in the future, I'd suggest you refrain from disappointing me again.
Now that you've transacted the oath, it's time to reveal the final piece of the puzzle to you. Mercer's true crime. Mercer was able to unlock the Guild's vault without 2 keys because of what he stole from the Twilight Sepulchre, the skeleton key. By doing this, he's compromised our ties to Nocturnal and, in essence, caused our luck to run dry. Well, yes, but the key isn't only restricted to physical barriers. All of us possess untapped abilities, the potential to wield great power securely sealed within our minds. Once you realize the key can access these traits, the potential becomes limitless. Good. Then you understand why this is about more than just Mercer's lust for power. If the key isn't returned to its lock in the Twilight Sepulchre, as time passed, our luck would diminish to the point of non-existence, and whether you know it or not, our uncanny luck defines our trade. Very true. In our line of work, it's quite rare. Before we depart, Brynjolf has some business to discuss. I suggest you listen to him.
Listen, lad. There's one last piece of business we need to settle before we go after Mercer. The leadership of the Guild. Carlisle and I had a long discussion. Thanks to your efforts, Mercer's treachery has been exposed. After we deal with him, all that remains is... As a result, we both feel that you have the potential of replacing... I've been at this game a long time, my friend. A long time. I've stolen trinkets from nobles and framed... I'm good at what I do. Maybe even one of the best. I've never been one to lead. Never desired it, never cared for it. Don't want it. Well, we have a bit of an errand to run before your coronation, so don't get sentimental. Then it's decided. When this is all over and Delvin's contacts assure me that we've regained our footing in... Until then, we have quite... I've been poring over the plans you brought us, and I'm convinced the eyes of the Falmer are in the Dwarf. Carlisle and I will meet you there. Prepare yourself, lad. This will be a fight to remember.
If you would have asked me that yesterday, I'd have said no. But now I... Look, call me crazy if you like, but I trust Carlisle. I don't think she'd... Besides, I'd rather die with some of Mercer's blood on my blade than spend the rest of my life regretting that I ran the other. Aye, and some of what Carlisle said is starting to make sense. Mercer may have damaged our reputation and raided our coffers, but this goes well beyond... Old Delvin kept calling it a curse, and we all laughed at him. Looks like the joke's on us.
was that?
Looks like we got ourselves a hero.
Mercer's been here. I hope we aren't too late. Brynjolf and I found them like that. Mercer's doing. We have to catch up to him before it's too late. We should tread carefully. I wouldn't be surprised if he's left behind a few surprises for us.
I just assumed die before I'd let Mercer get those gems.
Wait a moment. What's that? It's Mercer. Look, down there.
I'm on it, lass. Damn it, there's no way through. Size of this place. Have you ever seen anything like it in your life, lass?
Can't say that I have. Imagine the riches hidden within.
Guess there was nothing after all.
hear something.
That's why I'm the best.
What was that? What was that?
Oh!
Guess it was nothing after all.
What was that?
Guess it was nothing after all.
Mercer's been here. I hope we aren't too late. Brynjolf and I found them like that. Mercer's doing. Mercer's been here. I hope we aren't too late. Brynjolf and I found them like that. Mercer's doing. We have to catch up to him before it's too late. We should tread carefully. I wouldn't be surprised if he's left behind a few surprises for us.
By Talos, Mercer has a lot to answer for.
Wait a moment. What's that? It's Mercer. Look, down there.
I'm on it, lass. Damn it, there's no way through.
He's toying with us. He wants us to follow.
Aye, lass, and we'll be ready for him. Let's keep moving. Look at the size of this place. Have you ever seen anything like it in your life, lass?
Can't say that I have. Imagine the riches hidden within these walls.
From the shadows!
Yeah, I guess the sun's getting warmed up.
I live in
Who's there?
What was that?
Enough games! Let's end this!
I think they
Shadows
got the
consume
message.
you.
Who's there? Enough games. Let's end this.
This place. It's like a maze. How did the dwarves find their way around?
Fool!
Your life is forfeit. Your fate is sealed. The only reason he'd do that would be to block pursuit. It must be Mercer. We'll have to find another way around. It's the key, Brynjolf. In his hands, there's no telling what he's capable of.
It's a dwarven centurion. Very tough and very deadly. What was that?
Kadeen! Oh, Kadeen!
Who's there?
Be careful. There's no telling what lurks within these walls. This is where we saw Mercer. We must be getting close. This must be their hive. We'll have to keep silent if we want to avoid drawing their attention. We have to get the key back. Mercer's here. I can feel it. Even the farmer don't deserve the pain these implements must have inflicted. The dwarves were a cruel race. Of the farmer in this chamber. We can sneak through or take them down. I don't care, as long as we get to Mercer.
Who's there?
Stop this!
Who's there? from the shadows!
Shadows consume you. With any luck, this will be Mercer's final day alive. Rushing through these pipes. We must be beneath a lake.
burden of death approaches. Stop this!
Bless you, Lady of Shadows. I live another day.
By Nocturnal's grace, I will defeat you! Death from the shadows!
certain of it. We must prepare ourselves. He's here, and he hasn't seen us yet. Brynjolf, watch the door.
Aye, lass. Nothing's getting by me.
Climb down that ledge. See if you can...
Carlia, when will you learn you can't get the drop on me? When Brynjolf brought you before me, I could feel a sudden shift in the wind. And at that moment, I knew it would end with one of us at the end of a blade. What's Carlia been filling your head with? Tales of thieves with honor? Oaths ripe with falsehoods and broken Nocturnal doesn't care about you, the key, or anything having to do with the guild. Then it appears the shadows shroud more than your presence. Our actions have always been one and the same. Both of us lie, cheat, and steal to further our own end. It's clear you'll never see the skeleton key as I do. Instead, you've chosen to fall over your own foolish... Then the die is cast, and once again my blade will taste nightingale blood. Carlia, deal with you after I rid myself of your irksome companions. In the meantime, perhaps you and Brynjolf should get better acquainted.
What's happening? I can't stop myself.
Damn you, Martha. Fight it, Brynjolf. He's taken control of you.
Breathe your last!
Skeleton key and the eye, and let's get out of here.
No luck there, lass. Something must have fallen on the other side of the door because it isn't moving.
We have to find another way out of here before the place fills with water.
can't believe it's over. 25 years in exile, and just like that, it's done. All that remains is to ensure the safe return of the skeleton key. I'm afraid it's not that. When the skeleton key was stolen from the Twilight Sepulchre, our access, the only way to bring it back, will be through the Pilgrim's Path. It wasn't created for the Nightingales. It was created to test those who wish to serve. As a consequence, I have no knowledge of... Brynjolf is needed back at the Thieves Guild to keep order while you're away. And I can't... I'm afraid you'll have to face the end of your journey alone. Take this with you. I'm not certain if it will help within the walls of the Sepulchre, but I certainly don't need it. I've had this bow almost my entire life, and it's never let me down. I hope it brings you the same luck.
Sorry, lad. I've got important things to do. We'll speak another time.
I don't recognize you, but I sense that you're one of us. Who are you? The last of the Nightingale Sentinels, I'm afraid. I've defended the Sepulchre alone for what seems like an eternity. We were betrayed by one of our own kind. In fact, I'm to blame for what's happened here. I was blinded. Blinded by dark treachery masquerading as friendship. Perhaps if I had been more vigilant, then Mercer Frey wouldn't have lured me to my fate and stolen the skeleton key. I haven't heard that name in a long time. How do you know of me? The key! You have the skeleton! And Mercer Frey? Then, I owe you a great deal, Nightingale. That's quite a noble sentiment for someone in our... My only regret is that you had to undertake this task. Carlia? She's still alive? I feared she'd befallen the same fate, ending up a victim of Mercer's betrayal. Nothing would bring me more pride than to... From the moment I arrived here, I felt myself... The Sepulchre isn't merely a temple or a vault to house the key. Within these walls is the Ebonmere, a conduit. When Mercer stole the key, that conduit closed, severely. I'm afraid so. I'm weakening, and I can feel myself slipping away. The years without restoration of my power have... Whatever damage has been caused can only be corrected by following the pilgrim's path to the Ebonmere and replacing the key. I wish I could help you, but I've been a prisoner in this very... The only possible help I've come across are the remains of some poor fellow who is trying to follow in your footsteps. Perhaps... With the Ebonmere closed, and their sudden severance from the realm of Everglow, I fear they've undergone... They're shadows of their former selves. They no longer remember their true... My spirit didn't manifest itself in the Sepulchre immediately. So, fortunately, I wasn't... However, ever since that day, I've felt my power. The Ebonmere is a conduit through which Nocturnal influences our world. Not through magic or blessings, but purely through luck. Yes, absolutely. Your skill is your own. But Nocturnal, she influences our luck. Nearly imperceptible assistance we get when we ply our trade. Think about the guild, about the state it was in when you began. Think about a pick breaking when it shouldn't have. The clouds in the nighttime sky clearing at the wrong moment. Our access to those bits of luck are what separates us from common bandits. Precisely. There are a few who still call Nocturnal Lady Luck. And for good reason. Whatever is affecting the Nightingale Sentinel, as I get closer to the Ebonmere, even right this moment, I feel strange, when I don't think I should be feeling anything at all. Who dares disturb? You dare hide from me? So death comes for you now. Yes, my friend. How may I help?
What do we have here? It's been a number of years since I've set foot on your world. Or perhaps it's been moments. One tends to lose track. So, once again, the key has been stolen, and a champion returns it to the sepulchre. Now that the Ebonmere has been restored, you stand before me awaiting your accolades. A pat on your head, a kiss on your cheek. What you fail to realize is your actions were expected and represent nothing more than the fulfillment of your agreement. Don't mistake my tone for displeasure. After all, you've obediently performed your duties to the letter. But we both know this has little to do with honor and oaths and loyalty. It's about the reward, the prize. Fear not. You'll have your trinkets, your desire for power, your hunger for wealth. I bid you to drink deeply from the Ebonmere mortal, for this is where the agent of Nocturnal is born. The oath has been struck, the die has been cast, and your fate awaits you in the Everglow. Farewell, Nightingale. See to it the key stays this time, won't you?
I'm glad you were able to bring the key back safely. Nocturnal seemed quite pleased with your efforts. I wouldn't take that to heart. It's her way. Think of her as a scolding mother continually pushing you harder to be successful, outwardly sounding angry, but silently content. I assure you, had she been displeased with you, we wouldn't be having this conversation. The circles at the base of the Ebonmere imbue you with powers befitting a Nightingale agent. The crescent moon represents the agent of shadow, the half moon for the agent of subterfuge, and the full moon for the agent of strife. This is Nocturnal's way of maintaining balance. If you ever feel the need to change your abilities, you can return to the sepulchre. Be warned that once you've chosen, you can't reselect for at least a day. Now, your life as a Nightingale begins. Should the need arise, you'll be summoned to the sepulchre in order to defend it. The guild has welcomed me back with open arms. I feel like a void in my life has finally been filled. I only hope that this isn't an ending to things, but actually the beginning. Why, perhaps the greatest crime spree Skyrim's ever known. There are pockets brimming with coin and coffers overflowing with riches ripe for the picking. We may be Nightingales, but in our hearts we're still thieves, and we're damn good at what we do. The agent of stealth is the master of remaining unseen. On moonlit nights or in darkened rooms, this agent literally becomes invisible. This agent of strife can send forth a tendril of pure darkness into the heart of another. At the same time, this tether will bolster the agent's own life force, making him... The agent of subterfuge utilizes shadow to cloud. By weaving the darkness to their will, this agent can manipulate. The agent of stealth is the master of remaining unseen. They are able to manipulate the darkness and use it to their advantage.
Carlyle?
I feared I would never see you again. I was afraid you'd become like the others.
If it were not for the actions of this Nightingale, your fears would have come true. He honors us all.
What will you do now, my love?
Nocturnal calls me to the Everglow. My contract has been fulfilled.
Will I ever see you again?
When your debt to Nocturnal has been paid, we'll embrace once again.
Farewell, Gallus. Eyes open. Walk with the shadows.
Goodbye, Carlyle.
Come along, no more stops.
Oh, pardon
Find
me.
our way to solitude.
Anyway.
Why are we even going to a wedding at this time?
You come here where you're not wanted. You eat our food, you pollute our city with your stink, and you refuse to help the Stormcloaks.
But we haven't taken a side because it's not our fight.
Hey, maybe the reason these Greyskins don't help in the war is because they're Imperial spies.
Imperial spies? You can't be serious.
Maybe we'll pay you a visit tonight, little spy. We got ways of finding out what you really are.
Looking for shipping? We always offer better service than the East Empire Company. Some of these Nords will come up with any excuse to despise us. These lazy Argonians. Nothing new there. Most of the Nords living in Windhelm don't care much for it. He likes to get drunk and walk around the Grey Quarter yelling insults at us in the small hours of the morning. Oh, a real charmer, that one.
Then it's true, what everyone is saying. That Aventus Aretino is doing the Black Sacrament, trying to summon the Dark Brotherhood.